for Cettire, you can search cettire.com and go on through to their website. You can see I was just on Farfetch. When you get there, you get the pop-up women, men, kids, designers, and sale. I usually go straight through to designers to go to the designer that I'm looking for. And today we are shopping some Versace. So when you get on the website, they don't, what I notice is that they don't have a very neat filter option. So as you can see, you can only do clothing, shoes, bags, accessories. So I said clothing and it didn't give me the further options of what do I want? Do I want a skirt? Do I want a dress? Do I want a jacket? So that's quite a little bit inconvenient because sometimes I'm searching specifically for a dress and sometimes I'm searching specifically for a a coat or whatever the case may be. Yeah, you'll have to literally sift through all of their products. Same goes for shoes. You don't get the option of sneakers, boots, heels. It's just going to be shoes across the board. So let's take a look at some of their clothing. Apply. And then here you'll get literally all of their clothing. So it's pants, it's everything. You can, however, you can put it to women just to sift it out a bit, and you can sort from price low to high, price high to low, new in, or most relevant. I'm just taking a look, so I don't really want to sort it according to price. And yeah, so it is literally everything. They do have the new season on here, so I would be very excited if it does turn out to be a reliable site. And I see they actually have a lot of items that Farfetch has as well. So what I also didn't enjoy about shopping on the site was the fact that you have to use the load more option instead of going to now page 2 and page 3. I think going through the pages is much more convenient because you might have remembered I also wanted something on page 2 and you can go back at a later stage on the other sites. With this, it just goes on and it will say load more until you reach the end. And then what that also causes is that if I now want to go and okay, and it's a very sensitive, slow site, so let me just go back. But also, if you want to go back up to the top and refine or change categories, then you have to scroll all the way up to the top, and I keep pressing on things, which is quite annoying. Back. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, so you can become very frustrated because now I'm going back up to the top because I maybe want to change my options. I'm specifically looking for that Barocco print baseball cap. So let's see if I can find it speedily. Apply. Yeah. And there we go. Okay, so I specifically wanted this baseball cap. And we're going to say add to bag. Okay, it's just frozen. Okay, so I've added it to the bag and my app is now frozen. So we will just have to wait this one out. Okay, so I then got extremely annoyed and decided to go with the Versace jeans couture cap. So I add to bag. Add to bag. I also found out that a 52 is actually a large in glasses, so I needed 42 to 49 because I've got quite a small face, so I'm not going to take the glasses and continue to check out. Okay, so let's see how this goes. I will provide a further screen grab if there is any added fees. Okay, so I passed the step where I had to fill in my delivery details. That went quite smoothly. And then on Cettire, the charges are shipping for $25, duties and taxes for 31.79. So I think what will be important to see is whether this is the total duties and taxes or whether I have to pay another large amount when it does come into South Africa. In the event that that is the case, then I would say that the Cettire prices are not that bad because, most of the time you're paying almost the same amount of what you purchased the product for in your taxes. So I think that's going to be quite important for me is to see at the end of the day what was the total amounts that I paid for this piece. So I'm going to go to payment now and let's see. Hey guys, so I've completed the payment and shortly after that I did receive a confirmation in my inbox confirming the order. Thanks for your purchase. They've got my delivery address. And after checkout, the total amount that was deducted from my account was 2,580 and 27 cents. I did at first try to use my credit card, and for some reason, I then received a fraud alert. And then when I used my debit card, it went through immediately. So I'm hoping that my piece does arrive, or else this would be a very expensive experiment. But like I said, it's just to see, between the sites, whether they're reliable, whether they give us authentic products, because they do tend to have quite different pieces on there for each designer. And the main thing that I want to see is how long does it take and what's involved. So that's so far my experience for Cettire. Let's see when the product arrives and how much I would have to pay when it does enter the country.